Hey guys, I'm gonna start on this. I'm gonna get the chat, and what I want you to do is basically introduce yourself and tell me which class you're in and which section you're in. Some of you may not know. It's kind of tells me that on some of the emails I've been getting. But in the chat here, just introduce yourself and tell me which class and section number you're in. Okay. Okay. I'm back. I had to go put my English bulldog up. He's barking. So, all right. So this is helping me keep a record of also who's coming in today. So it looks like I got a lot of 136, a couple of few of you 138s. Uh, Nick, that doesn't really tell me anything. Online pre-calc. Everybody's online, and everybody's taking pre-calc. It's either Math 136 or Math 136, 8, Math 136 or Math 138. So there's two 136s. There's Math 899 and 898. So, all righty. Yeah, that kind of leads me, when you talk about pre-calculus, a lot of people hear the word pre-calculus, and I usually get two kind of groups of people when they hear that. They forget, they like, oh my goodness, it's going to be really hard. It's going to be really hard. And uh, well, pre-calculus is that it's just a name that they name it. I'm sure some of you have heard of college algebra. So if you're in Math 136, you're taking college algebra. They call it pre-calc 1, but it's college algebra. So in Math 138, students, they call it pre-calculus mathematics, but it is uh, college algebra and trigonometry together. So it's basically what it is. So the 138 students is taking all of what the 136 students are taking this summer and plus the trig component as well. That's why they are taking it as a 5-hour class. So, all right. Anyway, so okay, so I think that's unfortunately we are at like a 40-minute um, uh, uh, meetings. These Zoom sessions, they only go 40 minutes, and a lot of you guys logged in really quickly. so, so I don't know how many minutes I'm going to have with this. But what I want to do is I want to run through some stuff in the course. Now, I'm gonna get into Math 136, section 898. But your Math 136, 899, if you've logged into my math lab already, you're like, well, that looks like my class. It is because it's identical. So, and then in Math 138 students, you're going to look at it and you're like, I'm seeing some of that stuff right now. Yeah, like I said, because Math 138 is half of Math 1, or it's 136 and 137 actually. So what I want to do is I'm going to share my screen. And I want to share this one. And I'm going to bring this over. Now, let's see here. All right. Can somebody unmute themselves real quick and tell me if you're seeing the course pages? 'Cause I lost my chat.
Yeah, we can see it.
Good, thank you. So what I'm gonna do is, as you can see, this is what my homepage looks like because I teach a lot of classes. 136, 898, 899 this summer, and I've already got my fall classes already on here. Math 136, 137, like I said, that's trigonometry right there. 287 is computational calculus. So, but I'm going to do this first one. So for you guys who are 898, this is going to look really familiar to you. Okay. Now, this is the menu bar over here. And a lot of you guys, when you're looking at this, you see two things. You're seeing assignments and you're seeing paper pencil quizzes, and your eyes draw close to those. And I've had a few people who is working on their homework, and they'll go right to that. If you look at homework, I mean, if you're taking a seated class and you never come to class, but you know what the homework assignment is because you asked your buddy, what did he assign? What did the teacher assign? But you have no notes, nothing. Well, that's what you're doing when you're skipping right to the assignments. You're not watching the videos, so you're not getting any type of instruction of how to do it. So you're just basically taking a class with all what your current knowledge is. Okay, so there's a reason you're taking the class because you need to learn some of the stuff. And if you're just doing the assignments and paper pencil quizzes, you're not really learning. You're demonstrating what you already know. And that's fine if you already know everything. But if you don't know everything, then that's where you gotta learn it. So a lot of people, because I've had people who come to me and they'll say, there's videos you can learn, you can watch. Well, yeah. I mean, that's what it says instructional modules. I mean, that's what that is. That's where you learn. You're getting the module. That's where you get your instruction. So I'm going to skip. Oh, by the way, he says manage the course. That's something you can't see because you're not teaching the class. A lot of you guys hit start here, and you went through this already, hopefully. Okay. And but the instructional module, now this is where you can read the textbook. So if you click on this blue thing here, this will open up the text, e-text. So you don't have to buy the hard copy. You can go, you can get the e-text. You can go to any of these pages. And if you notice, for your 138 students, some of the chapters are missing because the 136 only learns these chapters and these sections. So the 138's got a little bit more here. So they got chapter 4, 5, 6 also, 4, 5, and 6 added to this. So, but this is where you can read the textbook, read the stuff, and look at some examples, which is good. But one thing about e-text, they also add in the reading has embedded video. So you look at an example, and you might want to try something like that too. So you can click on that and then work it out right. And it doesn't, if you don't know how to do it, that's fine because it's not a homework assignment, and they'll let you know what you're messing up on. But then here is the videos. Now these videos here, let's just start with P3. You know, if you like for P5, we don't do that one anymore. So I still have it here, but we just don't do it. So P3. Now, if you look at this P3, okay, these are 8 objectives for this section. If you notice, there's 8 videos right here. So objective 1. So if you're doing a homework assignment and you're like, I don't know how to do the project work. I don't know how to separate it. Well, that's the third objective. And so then you go down to this one, click on that one, and you may not be able to hear this. But you will be if you're on your own computer. So you have to hit play. And you'll see Melissa. This is Melissa. I don't even know this girl, but she's really good about showing you different objectives. Okay, and she does give an examples also. Okay. Now, so every section that we have that we cover here, all of them are in here. So when we get to logarithms, which is 3.2, okay, if you notice again, 8 objectives, 8 videos. These other animations are just little extra things that I just put in there. So it goes with this one here, it goes with objective 5. So just a little bit extra. I don't always ask students to look at these here, but if you're learning this stuff, these objectives here, they're short videos, they're not lasting long. Now you're like, well, that's great, but I want more of a seated version. Well, that's my videos. So if I put this back up, and this is overall sectional PowerPoint videos. You watch a second, and it gives an overview of the section. So this goes over exam 1 videos. So these are all the exam 1. So let's go to, you guys are probably by now in chapter 1.1, hopefully, maybe not. But this is me again. And if you notice, this was 26 minutes. So that was 26 minutes, and it's just a whole section over video, the video of 1.1. So some of these are no longer than 55 minutes or so. Some are 26 minutes, some are shorter when the sections are pretty easy. The sections have got a little bit more little ump to them. They're going to be a little longer. And but these are just PowerPoints that you can get from the computer anyway, and I just kind of go through it with the PowerPoints. So, and by the way, if you guys got any questions, just stop me and I can answer that question really quickly. But here, these are where you learn the material. Okay, some people can just read it. Just get open the textbook and read the chapter and look at the examples and go from there. If you don't understand it, you start watching some videos. Okay, it's going to take time, yes. Okay, but you got to understand. I mean, if you're in a seated class, you're sitting in a classroom every week, you like 6 hours. Okay, so you're sitting still for 6 hours. This is kind of what you should be doing here if you're going to be learning this stuff. You're going to be, well, for my Math 138 students, we sit in class for 10 hours. So, but if you're in 136 class, you're going to be sitting in class for 6 hours in the summer. And if you're just doing the assignments and stuff like that without doing any of the instruction, then you're basically skipping class is what you're doing. So, all right. So that's that one. Here's the assignments. Now, again, if you 138 students, you're going to be a little different. So for 136 students, you only have P3, P7, and 1.1. This is due on Monday. Okay. So let's see. All right. So it's not going to let me get in here. So. And here's the paper and pencil quizzes. Now, quizzes are very important because a lot of people are not, okay, a lot of people are having trouble doing a PDF. You're going to have to learn how to do a PDF. Now, I downsized every quiz this summer. I typically sometimes will have 2 parts to most of my quizzes, not every quiz, but to most of my quiz has 2 parts. But I downsized them to 1 quiz per section. So like last semester, I would have a 1.3 part 1, 1.3 part 2 paper and pencil. Okay. And I just downsized it to 1 this time. So made it a little easier for you guys. But these are the quizzes that you're going to be turning in on Monday by midnight. Okay. And not midnight, by P3, P7, 1.1, that's the ones that are due this Monday. These are all the quizzes for that section. So if we go back to the instructional, not instructional, assignments. So right here, these are the ones that you're going to be turning in on the homework and the quizzes. So if we go back to paper and pencil quizzes, you will be turning in these 3 on the top. Now, if you want to do them all, this is all 40. There's 48 pages, which basically means there's 24 quizzes for the course for 136. 138, you'll have a bunch more. But P3, P7, and 1.1 will be due this Monday. Now, let me explain to you how this works. When there's 3 quizzes, you're going to be turning in one document, and that document is going to be a PDF, no JPEGs. I don't want to open up 6 documents from you guys, just from each one of you. I mean, I have close to 100 students. If I had to open up at least 6 documents, that's going to be opening up, what, 600 documents. I don't have time for that, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to put P3, P7, 1.1. Every quiz has 2 pages. It's a front and back. So P3 will have 2 pages, P7 will have 2 pages, 1.1 will have 2 pages. That's 6 pages. It will be all in document in order. Don't add pages. Don't put the pages out of order. So, because what I do is I go back to my office, I'll go to the computer, the printer at my office, and I will print these things off, and I will print them front and back. So if you have them out of order, I could have 1.1 page 1 attached to on the backside with P7 page 2. So they got to be in order. So if you put them in order, I mean P3 page 1, P3 page 2, P7 page 1, P7 page 2, 1.1 page 1, 1.1 page 2. Okay, it makes our life, it's going to make my life easier, and it's going to make your life easier, because if you don't do it that way, I will email you back. I say, I can't accept this, put it the way I want. And so I know that's a pain. And some of you guys who live in Springfield area, which I think very few of you guys do that, but you can also bring it to Cheek Hall, put it in my mailbox in Cheek TNM. I think it's all on my policy statement as well. So, but that's how it is, okay? And then I will have them graded. I'll try to get them back to you same week that you turned them in, within 2 or 3 days, hopefully. So, but like I said, I have 100 students, so close to it now. So, okay, let me pause just for a second, and just to see if you guys had any questions. I know some of you guys are probably wanting to ask me a question, so you'd have to unmute yourself and ask away. If you don't,
Hey, good evening, sir. I have a quick question.
hi, Jared.
Hello. How and where do you want us to turn in the quizzes again?
Quizzes are the paper and pencil quizzes are emailed to me.
Emailed. Okay.
They're emailed to me. Just like, have you turned in the policy statement yet?
Yes.
Okay, you turn in it just like you did the policy statement, except it'll have 6 pages.
So, what would you like us to name the documents?
Well, if it's a PDF, and the subject heading is most important, what I'm looking for. So you're in which section again?
138.
138. So what you would do is you would just, at the subject heading, you would just put Math 138-899- paper and pencil quizzes. And when it's turned in on that Monday, I'll know what it is.
Okay. Could you say that one more time? I'm sorry.
That's okay. So what happens is by Monday, you have to turn this in. So in the subject heading, you just put in Math 138-899. That's what I want on all subject heading for Math 138 students. And then just put paper and pencil quizzes.
Okay. Thank you.
That's it. Okay, it's very simple. I think the hardest part of it is getting all 6 pages in order for students. And guys, Jared also reminded me of something. You also need to look at what you're sending me before you send it. I've had people get a quiz and they'll just send me a blank PDF. Nothing is on it, okay? Or the pages are badly out of order, okay? Or half the page is missing, okay? So it's always important to look before you send it, okay? Because if I don't get it the way I want it, I can't grade it. And it's a lot of work for you guys for no points. So it's important to do that. Okay. So yeah. So Mondays, that's when the quizzes are due and the homework is due from those sections. Okay. Now the next thing I want to talk about some quick stuff here. just, I'm gonna pause here because this is pretty much it. Oh, by the way, before I move on, the document sharing, okay, that is where you can also get, let me open, pop that on real quick. I don't know if anything is there. Oh, yeah. Okay, the only thing you're going to be able to see right now, all this stuff you can't see except these last two. These are the only two you're going to see. This is the policy statement. So if you ever lose your policy statement, that's where that's at. And the lecture schedule, that's where that's at. So all this other stuff is my stuff that I have to help build the course. So, and let's see, student grade book is where you can see where your grade is. That's, so that's what I'm saying. Our meeting is going to end in 10 minutes because Zoom, we used to be able to meet indefinitely, and the university is trying to save money. And so now our Zoom can only last for 40 minutes. So, but I'm going to run some stuff that I need from you guys, and I want you to take notes of this, okay? Let me just put it over here so you can actually see it. Okay, some of the stuff I already went over, okay? Send all documents in an email correspondence as PDFs. Schedule all exams today. Well, I mean, you need to get those in. They need 5 days notice at the testing center. Okay, so if you're going to be using MSU Testing Center, either through Zoom or you're going to show up on site, you need to give them 5 days notice using Register Blast. And I sent you guys the directions for that. Okay. And then always write your course and section number and subject heading on all correspondence. For example, you should write Math 136-899 in the subject heading if you're in that class. Okay. Don't send me more than 1 or 2 ask my professor questions in the homework, especially if you're not watching the videos beforehand. I have had students who have sent me 4, bam, 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 right, ask my professor. And I'm like, I'm not going to answer all these because I know you haven't watched the videos because you sent these ask my professor to me on Monday. And so you got to watch the videos first. Okay. The videos are in the textbook will answer a lot of your questions. I know you guys are wanting to get the question answered so you can get the homework done. You're not learning that way. Okay. You're just basically just getting your question answered, but there's no learning going on there. You're just getting the points and you can't pass this class with just homework and quiz points. I will tell you that. I've had people who had strong A's on quizzes, strong A's on the homework, and fail the class because they bombed the test. And you're like, how could that happen? Well, homework and quizzes are not proctored. So who knows who's doing the homework and who knows who's doing the quizzes. And but I'm telling you, if you're doing the quizzes, especially the quizzes, if you're doing the quizzes yourself without any help at all, and you're not looking at the book, you're not looking at Khan Academy or anything like that, and you're doing them and you're getting the grades back and you're making A's on the quizzes, you're going to do well. So, but if you're you're having to look in the book and having to ask brother to help me this, and and help mom and get mom and dad help you on another problem. You're not learning it. You're just getting the answers. So, and those people usually do okay on the quizzes and on the homework, but they don't do well on the test because tests are proctored. So, and your first homework and quiz assignments are due this coming Monday. Okay. So wanted to make sure I got those out of the way. So a lot of this stuff I've already talked about. So, but I wanted to make sure I go over those again. But that's the thing is most time I see it when people are doing this, they're having a hard time learning it because they go right to the assignments and right to the paper and pencil quizzes. And that's what they do. Okay. So any other questions real quick while we have some time left?
Yeah, can I ask a question?
Yes, Charlie.
So it looks like some of the quizzes for each exam are due at different times. I'm just wondering how we know which.
Good question. Good question. Okay. Okay. So let's look at the assignments again. Okay. What homework assignments are due on the 10th of June? These 3 right here, right? Do you see it?
Right,
Charlie?
yeah. Yep.
Okay, those are the homework assignments that are due this coming Monday. The same quizzes for those sections are due on Monday as well. That's why I kept saying 6 while ago, because there's two quizzes, there's 2 pages on each quiz for P3, P7, and one more. So these two on the menu assignments and paper, they're kind of connected, if you will. So if these are due on the 10th, then if we go to paper and pencil quizzes, these right here, the P3, the P7, and 1.1 are due. The reason I got these like this, these are all the quizzes that will be on chapter for exam 1. Okay. Now let me show you something else that you won't be able to see on yours, but I'll show it to you on from my end. You won't be able to see this yourself. Okay. All right. Get over there. Okay. So if you look at this, this is the 10th, 10th, and 10th. These are the quizzes I just mentioned. Okay. So now there is 1.2 is going to be due on the 17th, the 17th, and the 17th, and the 17th. So all the way to 1.5, there will be 4 quizzes that on the June the 17th. So there'd be 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. Okay. Those quizzes, 1.2, 1.3. Well, this is, I'm going to have to downsize that to 1. Remember, like I said a while ago, I have 2 parts. You only got 1 part this semester. So you won't be able to see this anyway. So, but the 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, and 1, 5 quizzes will be due Monday week. Does that help, Charlie? Are you there, Charlie?
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So, but that's a good question, because a lot of people don't know which quizzes are due because I don't have a due date. That's why in my email, I try to make it clear that the quizzes and the homework kind of go together. So the P3, the P7, and 1.1 homework and quizzes will be due this coming Monday. That's the simplest I can make it. So, okay, anybody else?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 10.
Yes, sir. So I am Tin and I'm from 136 A99. So I have
Yes.
2 questions. So on the my math under the e-text content, should I read them all or only the instructional module is good enough for preparing the exam? That's the first question. The second one is I don't know that I did the right way or not, but on my MATLAB, it's saying that I having a temporary access, which will be expired on the next 5 days.
Right. The temporary access is when you don't have your permanent access codes. You have to pay for permanent access. You can't get through this course with just temporary access codes. Hey guys, if you're in a seated class, do you have to buy a textbook for most seated?
Oh, I see.
Yes. So this is kind of like your textbook. Okay. So so paying for the class is not all you have to pay. You also have to pay for this software. But what we're looking at right now, the MyMathLab, this is kind of your textbook and then some. So when your temporary access expires, you have to update it with. Can somebody? I don't remember how much it costs. Anybody pay for the 18-month one? How much did that cost? Anybody? I haven't looked in a while.
I think it was $80.
$80. Thank you, Michaela. So, I think you get an 18-month. Anybody get a 24-month? So I think it's. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, you have to get permanent access codes. Okay.
I've got a couple of questions.
Yes,
One
Dave.
regarding that. So if we're getting like Pell Grant or something like that, and it's paying for this class, will we get a code from the bookstore, Missouri State Bookstore? Or
You
is
can
this
get
something-
access codes, but it's not free.
Well,
Nothing is
yes,
free.
yes, I know.
Yeah, nothing is free. You can get access codes through the bookstore, and I think the reason you're asking is because you don't want to put it on your account, correct?
Yeah, well, I don't wanna like, I don't know if they've already taken it out of the Pell Grant that I'm getting.
That's beyond my pay grade, Nick. I don't
Okay,
know that.
okay, okay, that's fine.
You'd have to
then.
contact
I
them
can
for
ask
that.
them.
Sorry about that.
Now,
Yeah.
my other question was regarding your grading,
Uh,
because I have ADHD. Am I coming through? Okay.
Is this Nick?
Yeah. Am I
Yes.
coming through? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. It's just
Now
I
be
don't
careful what
always
you're
see that
saying.
grade.
Be careful what you're saying, Nick. Everybody else can hear you too, okay?
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay. Just don't give me
I have-
information that you don't want to get out, so.
no, it's fine. It's fine. I have ADHD, so sometimes